Okay, let's go and jump to rank games with a random character and see what we're going to get today. And it looks like we're just straight up playing the Pyromancer. We do start off with a hammer, which is kind of amazing, with our little offering ball as well. So do we want to go for hammer type builds with the Pyromancer? I mean, we could just go for big old burning blade as right here, but I kind of like going for burning blade on the fire pit, more so than the offering ball. But we could offer up this hammer, because we do want to be offering up 7 gold every round. That is 8 gold, so I'm kind of happy for that. Then we take the wooden sword. It is going to give a lot of stamina. I do want to go for a hero sword though. Healing herbs we could take for the next round, which I'm going to be down for. We grab an extra flame, and then we roll once. And that's a piggy bank. The thing is, we could be smashing open these piggy banks with our hammer. So we could save it, smash it open, and then offer it up in our offering bowl, which we probably should do. But at the same time, I'm going to take a banana. I'm going to try to win this round instead. Instead of being that greediness, I'm going to venture on with this sword setup. Try to inflict a little bit of poison with our hero sword. We are facing a puzzle box mage, so they're going to be going super fast after that 5 seconds. We need to beat them down before they start going turbo speeding. And not bad. For a second I'm full sure we're going to lose, but that hammer does big damage. What do we get? Okay, an hammer of fortune. Give me back the hammer, please. Because that will increase our stun chance. Although we could go for a burning banner type play, increasing the blind chance. Let's go ahead and grab this because we can always offer it up as well. Amulet of Wealth is actually really awesome too. And this time I'm going to take the frying pan. I'm going to take the frying pan for a little bit more damage for us. And I might offer up our healing herbs, which is a bit strange because I wouldn't mind going for a hunger blade. So I'm going to offer up this 7 gold right here. I'm going to reserve this bit of storage. I'm going to grab the garlic too. And let's take the stone as well. This is going to be our next round. Now it's not going to be too crazy. We're going to get a little bit of spike action. We should be able to get big damage with both a hero sword and a frying pan. The problem is the shields. Instantly eats up our stamina. We do start off with a bit of power, increasing our weapon damage. We get our spikes for a little bit of chippy damage. But since they have a super slow frying pan with a shell on them, they're going to get some power as well. But can we keep up with them? I'm hoping that with their bag, they're going to run out of stamina so they don't proc their shell on them. They get those heals. And just like that, it didn't proc. And that's just enough to win out. Hell yeah. And we're going to get a big explosion of loot. Hoping it's going to be something amazing. Another amulet. Amulet of Darkness. Not bad. Now we could go slime time actually here. Slime time Falcon Blade with a bunch of chili goobers. Sounds like a fun time too. We could also go stoned and go for a steel goobers with a Falcon Blade. Go for a steel goober with a flame up. And just have tons and tons of damage reduction. There's infinite scaling damage too. Heavy drinking, not the biggest fan of it right now. Probably not going to go for that. I think I'm going to take slime time today. Slime time, get our little gooblings. And I kind of want to hold on to a Falcon Blade. We could also go for a realm of goobers. That could also be a pretty darn sweet option for us. Now, am I going to spend a round just grabbing as much bags as possible? Probably. The question is, do we want to get rid of our Amulet of Darkness? Because we could offer that up, but that is actually going to be a nice amulet for us to keep. The Amulet of Fortune, I'm kind of holding on to, but we could also just get rid of this. But I still think it's going to help us out tremendously. Amulet of Darkness, I do want to target our slime time with our hero sword. Doesn't mean our goblins are going to be out in the wild a little bit. Healing herbs I kind of want to keep too. Do we just keep grabbing flamestone or do we grab a lump of coal? Let's actually just grab all this. Grab all this and then let's go. Not using our offering bowl this time around. It should be okay though. We should have a decent bit of heat. Well, only 2 heat actually. It's not a whole lot. But our opponent is going to be stealing all our buffs. So I'm kind of hoping that our Amulet of Darkness plays a big part into smashing down this boomerang thief stealing our buffs. But with a little bit of spike action, we should be able to do a tiny bit more damage as well with our tiny little gooblings. Keep it super healthy. And what the hell did they do with this? This was meant to be targeting one of our gooblings. But it doesn't matter too much. We do manage to win it still. And we could still go for Burning Blade. But I do think we take a set of blueberries. Take the shiny shell, we roll once. We take our storage and we take another goobling. We want to go for as much of these as possible. Again, the problem is we're not actually using up our offering ball. But I have to move on once again. And this is going to be in the right spot. It should be even better for us. Our food items are kind of more sporadic, which is not ideal either. We should be able to get tons of heals. Tons of heals, get our buffs. Inflict our damage with our Amulet of Darkness. Maybe inflict a few debuffs with this too. As well as a little bit of poison. From our little chipped emeralds. It's not looking too bad. Our opponent does have some max life stacking. But our little hero sword is definitely carrying for some time. But with all the amulet support. And our little goblins too. But hell yeah. Not too bad. And that's 1 gloves. That's amazing. We gotta take it. We gotta take it, but we gotta roll. And again, I'm just buying a bunch of storage. Buying a bunch of storage. We save our 1 gold for next rounds. We grab an extra flame then as well. And again, I'm not offering up anything. But I'm really just setting up for a Falcon Blade into a bunch of chili goobers. And then we can use our offering ball properly. Because right now, I just want to roll for a bunch of gloves. The box of riches was super tempting as well because stacking up a bunch of blue gemstones inside our Falcon Blade with a PYROMANCER with a bunch of chili goobers means we'll be inflicting a horrible amount of cooldown to opponents. But can we keep up with this ranger? They're going to have crazy amounts of regen. They're going to stack up some empower. They're going to have heals with a spicy banana. It is neck and neck, but that poison could give us the advantage. And you know what? It actually did. We survived at 1 HP. Now here's the thing. That's a hammer that we could offer up. Also, Amila. Another Amila Wells. Amazing. But we roll like crazy. And I do want to take this to offer that up. And I really want to take the googling. I'm going to keep rolling though. It is well that we got ourselves Frog Pot. But I'm going to have to take this bit of storage, take out a flame, and we're going to take out our Amulet Fortune. Although we could have had it increase our chances of Amulet Darkness with our garlic. Well, actually could have increased both these chances. We are facing Hammer double daggers with a bag of stone. They have so much damage. So much damage, damage reduction, even crazy block. Scaling, yeah, if we survive this, there's no way we actually survived this, is there? That was insane. Now, can we get another amulet? I'm really hopeful that we do get something. Amulet Life, which is amazing. And that is a Hunger Blade. Let's take our little bit of storage. There's also PYROMANCER stuff, which I do kind of want to grab. But let's roll. All I want is gloves. And we do manage to get it. And that's a big old goobers. We could... Wait. We have 5 lives. 5 lives. And that's 1/2 of goobers. And that's also 1/2 of goobers. Should we actually go for rainbow goobers? Now, we're definitely going Falcon Blade. Falcon Blade, for sure. Get that going. I also kind of want to sell our healing herbs to grab this to offer that up. What's it going to be down for? That's going to be 8 golds. It does give us a little bit of vampirism. It's going to be nice for this runs. I do want to grab this goobers. And I'm going to be rocking on. I'm not even going to take the mana orb. I think this should be kind of nice. Once we get our Falcon Blade going, we should be able to get crazy amounts of heals. But then we just need to scale up the damage. And the way we're going to scale up the damage is by stacking up heats and making it go faster and faster. But our spikes are also going to be doing a crazy amount of damage, since we got 2 Amulet Wells as well. So it's going to be a lot of spike action, so these spikes are going to be doing a lot for us. While this flame is going to have a ton of scaling damage, they got a decent bit of heats, but it's not going to be able to keep up with our tiny little hero sword. Hell yeah. What's it going to give us? Something amazing, potentially. A stable recombobulator or unstable recombobulator, which is kind of interesting. Another thing is we could go for a PYROMANCER angle with a bunch of heat goobers. It does require us finding 8 chili goobers. While we do have the Amulet Fortune, this will increase our crit chance per cooldown to opponent as well. While we could take Friendly Fire and stack up infinite heats. So I'm extremely tempted to take this. This will guarantee that we could win a few rounds. This is going to be a bit problematic until we get our chili goober online. I'm going to risk it. It does give us a SnowMaster with a Frostbolt. You know what? Actually not bad. We can really make use of this SnowMaster. We'll take it, especially with our Amulet Wells. I do want to grab this too. Did we sell 1 flame? We could also grab the Artifact Stone Dead too. I don't think so. I think I might just have to let our unstable recombobulate itself. But we've no real way to scale up our heat right now. So I'm going to sell our shiny shell to roll once, even though we do have this in our inventory. We might actually need to let this go. Sell 1 more flame to keep rolling, and that's a chili pepper. We need this like yesterday. We've got to craft up our goobers, and we do got to roll on. So we're going to have our both our Amulet Wells targets. Our SnowMaster is going to be going extremely fast at 1 second to inflict colds. But once we get 10 cold, it's going to start stacking up with power, increasing the damage on our Falcon Blade. And that's a lot of colds. Our opponent is going to be cleansing with the carried goober. They're going to be stacking up max life as well. And this is going to be kind of scary. Because they have tons of max life and they have tons of damage. And unfortunately, that does beat us out. We've got our goobers. We've got our chili goobers going online. We grab even more storage for ourselves. And then we keep rolling. We just keep rolling. And we take anything that is on sale. We're gonna at least get some heat stacked up anyway. So it shouldn't be terribly bad for us. I'm gonna sell our shiny shell right now. I'm gonna sell the piggy bank as much as I do want to keep it. I want to grab this. I want to sell both of these so we can take this fanny back. Speeding up both our Falcon Blade along with the SnowMaster. The problem is I do not want to offer it up, but I do want to offer up our boots with a flame. And then we can move this over slightly and have this in a little bit of a better position for us. But let's definitely get going once again. Once we get our chili goobert in, we should be able to stack up heats with our chili gooberts and our Falcon Blade. And I want to add in multiple chili gooberts so we can keep stacking up all that heat for us, inflicting a bunch of colds, increasing our crit chance and our crit damage on that Falcon Blade. And just slowing down our opponents and then having our SnowMaster stack up all that in power, increasing the damage on his Falcon Blade. And hell yeah, not bad. We get our chili gooberts, which should be fantastic. And we got a ton of storage. And the question is, what should we go for? Should we go for Nowhere's Please, which will inflict a bit more colds? I think so. It gives us time to scale up our buffs as well. I'm going to grab that for sure. And we can grab ourselves gloves once again too. But I do want to be rolling quite a bit to try and get ourselves more gooblings, more chili peppers. I'm going to grab the gloves and I'm going to keep rolling. Although, that's also kind of amazing. But so is this. Let's grab this actually. Okay, another Amid Wells. I mean, we should just be stacking up spikes altogether. I'm going to sell a stone and a flame and I will be taking the Halma. Grab another fanny pack with a corrupt crystal and we could go for the Obsidian Dragon with the ruby egg. Also, what the hell am I doing? This should be in the right spot too. Slightly up top. But I'm kind of happy enough with our Amid Darkness being in that spot. We could actually move this slightly over and then place this in, and that's much better for us overall. Let's get going. We're going to have this guy activate 3 times within 5 seconds, which is kind of tasty. Now, our opponents is rocking a Kitsana. They're going to move a lot of skilling damage. They're going to move a lot of buffs. As long as we can slow them down, they're going to be going infinite heat stacking. But we're after dealing some big damage. We got a decent bit of power. But can we keep slowing them down? With all his colds, it's looking neck and neck. And they survived on 1 HP. There's no freaking way, man, that they survived on 1 HP. And that's Darksaber, which I'm not going to be going for. Let's grab this. Let's roll again. And that's our gooberts. But I also want to grab this storage, because then we can speed up our little slime time for now too. Let's keep going. We really need more cryo items. We need more heat stacking for sure. And this Falcon Blade is going to be going every 1 second. Our opponent is going to be stacking up heat as well. But as long as we slow them down, we shouldn't be too bad. The only problem is Turbo Shell is going to be cleansing all that cold, stopping us from stacking up our power. And they're going to be dealing some big damage too. And this is going to be eating up our stamina. And unfortunately, yeah, our build is looking a bit lacking right now, for sure. But what's not lacking is some skilling damage for us. Yeah, we'll gladly take an eye lamp for now. I'm also tempted to grab this. But let's grab our gooberts, let's roll. And that's some cold. At least there's going to be some skilling damage. We got more heals. I might just offer up our gloves. I did want to keep it, but I'm thinking about just offering it up anyway. We're going to have to move this over so we can get our heat stacked up on our chili gooberts. And I do want to take this wonky snowman, just to get that cold stacked up even faster so SnowMaster can just stack up our power for us. Because if we start off with 10 colds, we get our baseline crits, but then we also just start stacking up our damage. And we're stacking up a decent bit more heat this time around. It's 7 in power, 8 in power, but we just don't slow down our opponent enough, and we barely survived. That was kind of awesome for us. We got ourselves a little bag stones, which I do not really care too much about. Let's grab you. Let's grab more storage. Let's roll. As a dragon egg, I will be taking. That's a lot of heat from the rib. But let's keep going. Let's gladly take this too. Trying to get as much cold stacked around our frozen flame as possible. But I'm going to sell our little bag stones to keep rolling. That's our chili pepper. We need this pretty much this round. Am I really going to sell 3 flames? I think I got it. I want to keep all our flames, but I think I really have to sell it all. And we can also take the ice block, but I don't think I really actually want to. We could take another island for even more damage on our Falcon Blade. Might be better than the Amid Darkness. So I think I'm going to reserve it. Just more skilling damage, because the faster we go, the faster they deactivate as well. But that's 10 cold off the rib, which means our SnowMaster is just going to be stacking up in power for us every 0.8 second. So infinite scaling and power for us. While our opponent is slowed down just a little bit, and we have a chance to deal massive damage. And hell yeah, I'd love to grab more SnowMasters. But in terms of DPS, we do manage about a 40 DPS, which is not too crazy, but we're going to get ourselves that chili goobers. In terms of heals, we do have 20 heal per second, which is not too crazy either, but in terms of block, we do have 139 block. I do think we can actually make this a lot crazier, so I'm definitely going to continue on. And I do want to grab our eye lamp, that's for sure. And I do want to place this in this spot too. Now I also really want to grab this as well. I'm going to have to venture on. And I will be grabbing another Undead Fat Amulet. Start using our Offering Bowl once again. Which I'm going to be rocking on with this. I'm going to save our 4 golds. We're going to grab this in the next runs. And with 2 chili gooberts, we should be able to duplicate our heat even faster. A lot of poison on us though, so we're going to be taking a lot of damage. And when these explode, they're going to be doing big damage too. And with the slow that we do inflict, that poison doesn't get slowed down. So they could be in trouble. But that's 46 heat on us. So we should be able to keep going, but definitely not our opponent just smash us down. Poison is going to be pretty darn rough for us. Let's grab you. Amulet of Energy. Do we even need this amulet? Maybe not. Let's roll again. Pineapple, more spike stacking. You know, it's actually pretty darn sweet. And then we can place that in too. Then we just keep rolling, and that's another chili pepper. Yep, I'll be gladly taking all these chili peppers as much as possible. As for this amulet, I might offer it up with our burning coal. Now we definitely want more wonky snowmans. Well, let's get going. Now, we don't necessarily really need this amulet of energy. We just want to start off with at least 10 coals. We would like more. Give us more crit chance and more crit damage. Using up all this power to deal massive damage. Now they get invulnerability. With a bunch of weapons, they're going to have loads of damage, but we're going to be stacking up the heat much faster, and hell yeah. Amazing even. What are we going to get from it? Okay, second Amulet of Darkness. It's going to have to do. And that's Frozen Buckler. It's also more helmets for more damage reduction, giving us time to scale up our heat. I do want to grab you as well as the helmet. I'm going to have to sell 1 flame, and I do want to grab this fanny pack. Also, this also should be in this direction. The thing is, I still want this beside a Frozen Flame, so our snowballs are going to be out of position just a little bit. I'm not going to take the Frozen Buckler. I think we should be fantastic moving on with this. Spike stacking on our gooberts with all our Amulet Wilds means our spikes are going to be dealing some big old damage too. Now we are facing a guard-powered Busted Blade, which is potentially going to one-shot us, but if we slow them down to a snail's pace, I think we should be good. Although 1 smack from it, and we could be toast. Never mind, they didn't get the crit, and we do manage to win. What's their crit chance? 82%, and they missed the crit. That's really unfortunate for our opponents. But awesome for us. And that's a Frostbite. Yeah, we're definitely not going Frostbite. I think we just roll for now. I want to go for Obsidian Dragon. We could just take this and offer it up instead of our Obsidian Dragon, which is madness. And then we just take you, and then we grab ourselves a Chili Pepper for now too. And then we just keep rolling. You want more Gooblings, you want more Gooberts, another Chili Goobert I'd love to add in as well. Because triple Chili Goobert would go nuts here, would it not? The only problem is actually fitting in properly. And since it is the final run to craft, well, we could sell our Draconic Orb that we just got. It would mean moving our SnowMaster away from our Falcon Blade, which I don't necessarily really want. I'm not going to go for it as much as I would love to. I do like to set up the way that's definitely a PYROMANCER angle with a bunch of Ice Dragons. They're going to be reflecting all the cold we do inflict on them as well. The only thing is, we're going to stack up heat way faster than our opponents. Even though they do got a flame up. Now maybe I should have went for flame, because we have so much spike generation that we could have stacked up all this heat anyway. The only problem is they're going to have crazy block. But our Falcon Blade is going to be dealing massive damage. And with that, that's going to be enough to win out. Hell yeah. SnowMaster actually proven to be kind of nuts. It just gives a big old potion belts, which I'm not sure if I do really want. Do you want to try to go for mana stacking as well? We could also take the Stone Badge for a crazy amount of money per round. I mean, it's not going to be too insane because it is the final rounds. Let's take our little Goobling for now as I roll, and we could take some Vampirism. Some Vampirism to keep us a little bit more healthy, which will be kind of nice too. Ice Armor would use up a lot of our heat, so I'm not going to be too pushy about it. This is also going to be fantastic. Genuinely. But that's just going to be inflicting a ton more colds. And then we just keep rolling again. Box of Riches I kind of missed not placing in. This is exactly what I'm looking for. More blueberries so we can stack up a crazy amount of mana so we can get a bunch of luck so we never miss. Or we just ignore it. And grab ourselves another dragon. How about we sell this and we grab this fanny pack. Speeding up our Obsidian Dragon, our Ruby Elf just a little bit too. Then place this back in here as well. And also you, and this too. And I think this could be our final build. It's kind of looking like so. We could have also grabbed ourselves this bird as well. But a double Chili Goobert into a Falcon Blade with a Frozen Flame scaling up all that damage, and then SnowMaster and all that damage as well. But is it going to be good enough to face a double Cupcake Staff turtle type build? They're going to be going for Infinite Mana Stack, and they also got the Tiger Rune, which is amazing as well. And they got crazy heal reduction on us. But as long as we slow them down, this turtle is going to be going way too slow for opponents. That's for sure. It looks like they're going to be trying to go for infinite heat stacking, which could counteract their cold quite a bit. And that's where it's going to be kind of scary, because the faster this goes, the more they're going to be cleansing. We do have a 56% crit chance with all our cold right now. But these are only temporary cold, so these will eventually go down too. But that's 18 in power, Falcon Blade with 52 DPS, and 58 crit chance. And it's not going to be close at all. But we ended up with about a 54 DPS, while opponents only had about an 87 damage overall. I mean, the turtle kind of helped us, because we took 120% less damage taken, because this affects both players. But so does our Norris, please. Give us time to scale up all that cold and all that heat. But in terms of heals, we did have 34 healing per second, since we got 2 Chili Gooberts and our little Gooblings, with 20 max life gains, and then on top of it, we did have about 185 block. We had decent heals, not great block, but also just inflicting some cold too. So overall, just not a bad build. But anyways, we did survive 2 lives left. How much rank points are we going to get right now? Hopefully amazing, plus 10. Not bad at all. But I'm going to have to leave it here for now. Just want to say thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, or even subscribing. And always keep a look out for the next one. I'll see you next time. Okay, we're back in some round 18 fights, and we're going to see how we can deal with some other builds. We are facing a Lightsaber, Holy Spear, into a Blind Goobert. Now, the good news is we're going to have eye lamps to scale up our accuracy. So our accuracy shouldn't be too bad, even with all this blind. We're going to be inflicting a bunch of cold, but they're going to be cleansing that colds. But we got crazy heats, and big damage, and lots of power, and enough to win out. Now, can we deal with double Ice Flower Snow Stick? This could be kind of dangerous, because slowing us down is one way we're going to lose, but we also slow them down too. And they're going to be inflicting that cold on themselves as well. We're both going to be going extremely slow, so this could be a super long fight. We do counteract it a little bit because we stack up so much heat. And smashing. Hell yeah. And finally, can we take on an opponent that is going to be resisting a lot of colds? We only have 9 cold from the get-go. We do manage to get it, so we're going to start stacking up that in power with SnowMaster, who's going every half a second. Give us some power. The 2 power per second is actually kind of nuts. It's a lot of damage scaling. Especially since every bit of colds gives us our crits as well. And hell yeah, you managed to win out.